In this video I will demo the EMBArk orchestration framework, which enables enterprise-ready firmware analysis. First of all, a quick overview of the EMBAverse. The EMBA CLI tool is a collection of shell scripts for firmware analysis. EMBArk, a former AMOS project, provides an easy-to-use web UI to EMBA. EMBA analyses are very resource-intensive and can cause potential harm to the analyzing machine. To parallelize multiple analyses, we have implemented an orchestrator which can schedule analysis jobs to multiple worker nodes. These worker nodes are able to operate without a connection to the internet, ensuring a high level of security. To start the analysis workflow, a penetration tester uploads a firmware via the web UI and starts the analysis. The orchestrator then queues the job and assigns it to an available worker. Once the files are copied, EMBA starts to run on the worker node. Note that the worker only needs to be connected to EMBArk, not to the internet. When the analysis report is ready, the EMBArk host collects it and makes it available to download by the user. To easily integrate and automate EMBArk, all steps with user interaction described in this workflow are also accessible via a REST API. Let's jump into the UI and see this in action. First, we upload a firmware from our file system. There's another button to configure the analysis. For this demo, we will stick with the default settings. After starting the analysis, an analysis ID appears, which we can just keep in mind for a second. If we switch to the worker dialog on the right-hand side, there's a table with all available workers. The orchestrator has scheduled the analysis job to one of the available workers. This is shown by adding the analysis ID we just saw to the respective row. The reports view shows two analyses, an earlier analysis which was already completed and the analysis we just started. By the action menu, we can view the analysis report and, for example, see the generated SBOM for the analyzed software. The other important part of the EMBArk orchestration framework is worker management. Workers are regular Linux machines which need configuration and maintenance to run analyses. Groups of workers are defined by configurations which specify an IP range under which workers are reachable. Given a configuration, EMBArk can play out its main strengths of unattended worker discovery, configuration, and updates. We will now switch to the Workers dialog and add a new configuration. A configuration needs a name, valid SSH credentials for our workers, and the IP range they are in. After saving the configuration, we can tell EMBArk to scan the IP range and we can see two workers appear. They have the status unconfigured, which means they haven't been seen by EMBArk before. To configure them as workers, we can tell EMBArk to install all necessary dependencies. For this step, we also don't need any internet connection on the worker nodes. Now the workers switch to the status configuring, and we have to wait for some time for this to happen. To show the update process, we let EMBArk install an old dependency and will now update it. To do this, we must first let EMBArk check for updates on the internet. After that, we can see an available update for a worker node and install it via the pop-up menu. For more transparency, EMBArk displays some info about the specific dependency versions. After triggering the update, the worker switches to the state configuring and then back to configured when the update completed. I hope you'll have fun analyzing many firmwares.